Welcome. We bring you a regular season game with extra importance. This is Game 3 of the NBA Cup, a vital group stage contest. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. All right, let's see what the Atlanta Hawks have coming up. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Darius Garland and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And for their matchup with Detroit, it won't be easy, but as a player, you love that kind of challenge. A chance to take down the top team and show everyone what you can do.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Daniels and Risache out on the perimeter. Johnson and Porzingis there inside. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 1. And for the Wizards, Chris Middleton is out there with Keyshawn George. Then there's Bilal Coulibaly. Then it's Alexander Sarr. And it's McCollum at the point. So Atlanta will get the first possession. And for both teams, it's Game 3 of the NBA Cup. But one of these teams is much more likely to advance than the other.
Yeah, but we've seen some crazy things in this tournament. Big momentum swing. So I don't put anything past anyone.
Now here's Coulibaly. McCollum finds Coulibaly. Back to McCollum. George, a screen on Daniels. Shot clock at 5. McCollum. Atlanta with the rebound. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
And when we take a look at the box score from that game, one of the first things that you'll notice is the number of turnovers they were able to force.
And I think that's a product of being incredibly aggressive. You could see that was a part of their strategy going in, and I thought they were consistently following that the entire game.
After averaging just about 3 points per game as a rookie, Jalen Johnson has put so much work into his game and has become a very good NBA player.
Free throw drops for Johnson. And we've seen the Wizards churning their roster, Doris, with an eye toward the future.
Yes, and that BA means inevitably absorbing those extended losing streaks, but you're doing it at least with a plan in mind. You need talent to win, and I'm talking big-time talent. And the best way to develop that talent is with patience. So there's a process they're following.
Now here's Middleton. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game.
Yeah, that's butter. I mean, Middleton with one of the smoothest jump shots in the league.
Here's Alexander Walker. Outside Porzingis. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Middleton against Johnson. Atlanta needs to get off a shot. Stolen by Sarr. Here's Middleton. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Middleton's gotten his second bucket on the night.
And far from just a jump shooter, Middleton stays active and is always ready to shoot.
Outside, Alexander Walker. And the shot goes in.
Now, this is a guy who wants to score, so don't let him catch a rhythm.
.152 left in the first. It's Middleton on the wing. Back to McCollum.
And McCollum isn't afraid of contact, especially when he's being aggressive and looking to score.
First team foul.
Washington shooting their first free throws of the game.
C.J. McCollum. Booster.
That free throw misses.
Yeah, now a veteran in the league, McCollum's combo guard style of play is valuable to this team.
Okongwu's checked in for Risache.
Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, Brian. The Hawks star Trae Young and Coach Quinn Snyder are both very close. Young said that's the type of relationship we have. It's not forced, it's just genuine. We both want to see each other succeed, and we know we need each other and everybody else around us. Back to you guys.
A good partnership. Thanks much for the report, Allie. George outside. Pass to McCollum. Clock at 6. Shoots over Johnson. McCollum's shot is off. For Atlanta, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Alexander Walker, the pass to Daniels. Outside Johnson. And here's Porzingis. George defending. Back to Johnson. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Washington. First chance of the season for them to go up against Atlanta. And he dunks it down.
Well, Coulibaly not messing around as he got close to the rim.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Daniels against McCollum. Daniels outside. Pass to Porzingis. Over Middleton. And that one's good. Porzingis.
Well, right to the rim. If there's a size advantage, you attack immediately.
There's the horn, and it's a close game at the end of 1. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And taking a look at Washington's performance here. Guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
We've got Cam Whitmore, Carlton Carrington out there with Johnson. Then it's Marvin Bagley, and it's Champagnie at the power forward position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Now here's Wallace. He had 10 points in the win against Charlotte. Kennard outside. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. Okay, a chance to look at some numbers for Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
And Washington will go for a different look here. Gills checked in for Bagley. Middleton comes in for Champagnie. Coulibaly, he's checked in for Whitmore. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Johnson. And it's Washington with the ball. This game coming after a loss versus the Bulls.
And it's not the result they were hoping for, but every game is a chance to learn and make adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it hurts a little more when you play well and fail to close out a game. That was one they should have won.
Now here's Middleton. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Middleton's got 6 points, and we're almost halfway through the group stage. Do coaches start thinking a little bit about how tiebreakers might come into effect here?
You know, maybe. Point differential is the second tiebreaker after head-to-head record. So that might be in the back of their minds. You're going to want to make sure you put up some big numbers in the group stage if you can.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Wizards making a change here. Whitmore's checked in. Porzingis is checked in for Atlanta. Alexander Walker comes in for Wallace. Now here's Porzingis. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Oh, man, he got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. Now McCollum. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. McCollum's got his first points of the night.
Ready to cash in. I like when McCollum looks to mix it up like this.
The Hawks trailing.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
to Johnson. Porzingis with a screen on Coulibaly. KP wrecks the rim.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. And there's 1:45 left in the first half. Middleton outside. Just 5 to shoot. Okongwu with the rebound. An opportunity now to retake the lead.
Showing off their intensity these last few minutes.
Kennard outside. Fires from deep. McCollum pulls it in.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
To the middle. Here's Whitmore. And he jams it after taking a nice feed on the run.
And defenses can forget how good of a passer McCollum is.
.58 seconds left in the second. Now here's Alexander Walker. McCollum defends. And they double up Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. Johnson passes to Okongwu. They kick it out to Porzingis. The 3 is up. Unable to get that one.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Pass to Middleton. The rebound by the Hawks. Okongwu's got 4 rebounds now. And here's Alexander Walker. Here's Porzingis. Porzingis punishing inside. Just 4 seconds left in the first half. With 1 on the clock. It doesn't go for him. And that'll do it for the first half. This game is tied. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Coach Quinn Snyder with us now. And, Coach, a bit of a lull for this team scoring the ball. Why?
It had nothing to do with anything other than us being aggressive. We're like walking the ball up the court. Whoever's got it, we've got to attack.
At least effort is something you can control. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
Welcome, everybody, to halftime. NBA action abounds. Let's see what games are tipping off later. The Los Angeles Clippers will be playing against the Lakers out in Los Angeles. That game gets going at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific.
I'm predicting a somewhat lopsided outcome, just saying.
And moving right along, things are neck and neck for the Washington Wizards right now.
At the defensive end, I'm not seeing disruption. I don't mean just forced turnovers. I mean taking the offense out of the rhythm.
Yeah, I mean when your opponent is shooting over 50%, a lot else has to go right. And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
If you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Chris Middleton.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And so McCollum will bring it up for the Wizards. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Indiana, where they'll face the Pacers. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder. Johnson and Porzingis, they're inside. Daniels and Risacher out on the perimeter. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 1 spot. Outside Johnson. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. And they take the lead. Risacher's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Pass to Sarr. To the paint. It's tipped. Here's Johnson. And you look at the numbers, currently around 22.5 points a game. Porzingis, high post. Shoots over Sarr. And that one's long. Wizards trail by 3. Middleton, right side. The rebound by the Hawks.
Boy, just tremendous effort on defense. That's a clear message from him. No easy buckets.
Outside Rizachet. Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, 7'3" doesn't need much of a vertical. Easy finish for KP.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. They set the pick. Pass to Sarr. Now here's McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. From downtown, Porzingis grabs the board.
Third straight miss to start the half.
Ouch. George against Daniels. Pass to Alexander Walker. Over Middleton. Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, you want Kristaps Porzingis to insert himself off the rebounding aspect. Go to the offensive board and cash in.
And so now a timeout called by Brian Keith. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. Carrington, he's checked in for Washington. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Okongwu's checked in. Well, when we talk about what it takes to win a championship, star power is often the first thing mentioned, Doris.
Well, B.A., we know that talent is what wins basketball games at any level. There's no question. You need one star, and more often than that, at least another. But really, overall roster construction is critical.
Now here's Coulibaly. George, a screen on Daniels. Here's Carrington. And another miss by Washington.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Over to the left wing. For 3, Porzingis. From deep range, KP hits it.
I just love the ball movement.
.59 seconds left in the third. Outside Coulibaly. And there's the screen. Middleton outside. And again, unable to change momentum here. The Hawks lead by 10. Daniels passes to Alexander Walker. Down low. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Well, Johnson's versatility really shows up in the pick and roll.
And here's Middleton. He'll bring it up for Washington. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Champagnie, he's checked in for Sarr. Whitmore comes in for Middleton. Johnson, he's checked in for George. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Koulibaly. Here's Newell. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wallace outside. Here's Okongwu. Off target from the wing. And so it's Atlanta going into the break up 12. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Carlton Carrington. Johnson is out there with Whitmore. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Champagnie at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Here's Whitmore. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
So it's Atlanta now, following the score by Washington. The kick out to Johnson. To the inside. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Yeah, one thing you have to respect about Johnson, he's happy to make the extra pass.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. And Washington will go for a different look here. Sarr's checked in for Champagnie. Chris Middleton comes in for Whitmore. George, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Bilal Koulibaly in for Carrington. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, while Brian Keefe was just reviewing the plan with his team, he did his best to light a fire under them, saying we have to fight. Now is the moment. We have to come out of this deficit swinging. Guys?
Okay, thanks, Allie. The Wizards trail by 14. McCollum taking his time here. And you think about the Defensive Player of the Year award. It tends to go to big men. Any thought of dividing the award into two? Maybe one for perimeter players and the other for big men?
Absolutely not, Brian. What we need to do is consider that the single most important thing it is for your defense nightly is guarding the best point guards or wings in the league. And the voters have got to understand it can't only be about big men.
And he drops the first. And so he makes both from the line. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. And he powers it down, one-handed.
Showcasing his athleticism, plays like this are why you got to be excited about Risa Shea's future in this league.
Here's McCollum. Oh, it misses. The Hawks lead by 14.
Remaining in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes.
There's a screen. Risa Shea with the ball. Working on George. Rebounded by Sarr. And so it's Washington with it. McCollum with it. Porzingis picks him up defensively. George sets a screen. McCollum. Outside George. 6 to shoot. Rises up. Middleton. Yes! Using that window.
Yeah, he really gets in there. Middleton got the board and got his bread.
And it's Daniels with the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Leading by 12. Here's Porzingis. Tipped. The drive by Daniels. Oh, he missed the jumper. And Washington with possession. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points.
Barring a miracle comeback, this one is wrapped up. They were able to control the tempo and flow of the game, and it will end in a victory for the Hawks.
They had more assists and shot the ball more efficiently. Those things tend to go hand in hand.
And that's so true. Without a doubt, their ball movement was essential to winning this game.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Kristaps Porzingis.
This is the very definition of being in a zone. Everything the defense tried against him, he had an answer for it.
So we see the Hawks taking the W here. And they picked up their second win in the group stage of the NBA Cup.
Well, that moves them to 2-1 during group play. And by avoiding that second loss, they put themselves in a good position to advance to the next round.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K team, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And let's reveal our player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.